Cool. Easy, easy, easy. So, once you're out of here, you're going to do another menu. We're going to get ourselves ready for the Amarant fight by optimizing. Heading over to Ico. Bandana should be 3rd slot. Adamant Vest, 2nd slot. And Ruby also 2nd slot. Go into the abilities, equip, R1 down. You can go straight to Insomniac, into Antibody. It's quicker if you press down right, it's 1 less input. But it's up to you, whatever you could do quicker. Roll back over to Zidane. MP attack. And then up left to counter. And then R1 twice to get to Vivi. R1, XX, R1 down to clear headers. It's up to you if you want to heal here. You'll probably be fine. I'm just going to run on the overworld again. Don't mind me. You start off looking at the Iifa tree, so you want to hold R1 to turn the camera to the right. And like start a step up and right. Oh shit, it's too far. Whatever. Need a little save state to make sure I don't just like lose my entire save for a minute. Alright, I'm probably just going to heal really quickly just to make sure I don't get murked off by ogres. So around here, you want to hold upright to try and avoid a check. Rather than hugging that wall with an upright, you want to sort of like head right and then upright. And then again, it's like here or something you hold up left. I think it's a little bit easier on analog, but I don't really know. So a couple little taps of R1 and you can head down pretty reliably. Again, I really wouldn't run on these, but I'm just doing it because I don't want to start a step today. This is why you shouldn't run on the overworld, by the way. Look how many we're getting. It's bad. Okay, really short dialogue before heading up, and we're going to head straight to Aiko's house and round through her kitchen into her little hidey hole. Bit of dialogue before we skip through. So, before we head into the Amarant fight, there is going to be an option to heal. Make sure you don't pick up that survival vest. I'm just going to say this right now. You do not want to be picking up additional items that I'm not picking up. Unless you've got a good reason for it. Because you, more often than not, it's going to put stuff in your inventory that you're not ready to deal with. And it's going to move your menus around. Okay, so after like 3 text boxes, you want to make sure you hit healers. There are 3 chances to hit healers. The reason why it's better than just using regular heals is it because it restores everyone's MP. You don't get a heal otherwise. Despite staying overnight in Madain Sari, you won't get a heal. Classic. Okay, so Amarant, I'm not really counting damage on him usually, but I've started counting damage on him a little bit when I'm closer to Trance. Because I'm still not quite sure how Trance affects this fight perfectly. But the idea is you want to hit him 5 times. There's a couple different rules to it. So right now I'm getting a preemptive strike, which means I'm able to hit him before he jumps away. You have to start with like about 50% ATB in order to get an attack in before he gets away. So this is actually kind of good. We're going to get some good damage in here. So that's our first attack. Maybe we can get a counter attack off as well. Not quite that lucky. But when he jumps away, the first place that you can hit him is here. So you can actually deal damage to him here, but he will always counter attack you. His counter attack can miss. Not very likely, but it can. You can't counter the counter. The only reason I'd be going for this here is because I'm technically ahead in the fight. Because I got that preemptive strike, I still have a good chance to end the fight without having to heal. So I'll take this attack. If I didn't get that preemptive strike, taking this gives you a really good chance to not be able to end the fight in a good time. So this is looking like we're probably going to have to heal. So he's going to say, here I go. I'll cue the attack. He'll jump in. I'll get the attack on him. So unless we get a crit or I evade an attack or something, or I get a counter attack, we've got an evade. So that's actually really useful. So he can't kill us in 2 hits now. See how much he rolls. Okay. So I believe his absolute maximum roll is 168. So he is going to attack us one more time before he jumps away. And there is no way that he's going to be able to kill us. I'm going to do a save state because I'm not playing around misses right now. So I'm going to be able to take this attack here. Luckily we didn't miss. He's going to get one more attack in here. And we didn't get to counter. So he's going to jump back. So this is a gamble that we're taking. If we miss, so if we attack him here, he will counter attack. But because we've already hit him 4 times, this will be lethal damage. If we miss, he'll counter us and he'll kill us. So these are the risks that you're taking in this encounter. I've got the power of save states and anime on my side though, so I'm going to take this attack. Cool, we connected. Obviously counter attacks count as dealing him a point of damage. You've pretty much got to hit him 5 times. Counter attacks count as 2. When you're in trance, they count as like 1.5.
Let's dance.
Omega sure, and thank you for the follow, dude. So you kind of need like 4.5 attacks to kill. So you can count. The problem I've had with trance in this encounter is that I'm not completely familiar with what works where yet. The shift break ability actually does count as 2 attacks. It costs a good chunk of mana, and the ability itself is actually really slow. He won't counter it if you use it in an area where he counters you, so you can use that. But if you get 3 attacks and then 1 trance attack, he'll die. If you high roll your first 2 trance attacks, the 3rd one will also kill. The number you're looking for is 3200. If you attack him twice with trance and you deal 3200 both times, the 3rd attack, I'm fairly certain, will always kill. If you underroll in either of them before that, I would recommend using Shift Break as your 3rd attack. If you trance and if you trance on the very first hit before you attack him, you can use Solution 9, and that deals, I think, 6,000, and then a basic attack will finish him off afterwards. If you use any of these abilities, you really should use an Iifa when you do the menu in a moment, because you want to make sure that you've got enough MP for the end of Dis 2 segment. But those positions where you saw me attacking him are the only... There are some more places where you can attack him, but usually the fight doesn't go on that long. To be honest, I don't know exactly where they are. I think they're on... You know where you hit him on the first time when he's on the right-hand side on that pillar? It's kind of like there again. He sort of assumes like a slightly different position, but yeah. You may want to add those to your notes. Cool. So that's the last real boss of this disc sorted. And we can pretty much just head towards the end. If you run up to that dialogue box rather than use it from afar and have to then walk up, you can save it for a couple frames. Kind of nice. There is a cutscene coming up, so normally you can get time to go for a piss here or something. About a minute long. I'm going to reiterate, you don't get healed during any of this. So when we leave Madain Sari shortly, we're going to have to heal. A classic. On this menu, it's down, X, right, X, circle. You can usually do that one quite quickly if you practice it. Pretty fun. So as soon as you come out here, or on the next screen, whenever you feel comfortable, you want to use abilities, up to Ico. Oops. Cura, only Zidane. As long as you use the heal while you were in Madain Sari before Amarant, Zidane's the only one that needs healing, so there's no need to do an AoE. Then you want to go to order and put him in the back row. 30 MP should be more than enough. Shouldn't have to worry about that. Oh, oh no, almost out. So these are the enemies that you do not want to be using basic attacks on. If you hit them, they counter attack by using Vanish, and it's just really slow. I'm running to Iifa, man, I can't be bothered. We're gonna make it. No. All right, so a little bit of dialogue here. You see Kuja flying along. It's going to ask you if you want to change your party. Oops. You want to go option 3, say no. Same branches, so up right. It's going to be up. Into up left. Up, up right. The cat's lying on the keyboard and I can't reach fast forward anymore. So softing a Stroper is not a bad idea. It's going to give Amarant some AP that he needs. Oh yeah, mighty slap. It's not essential. If you're going for like a really strong time and Zidane's got instant ATB, you can just flee. You can always rely on Mistodon RNG to give you the AP you need. You'll never ever end up without the AP. You'll always get it eventually, based on how the route is structured. So don't worry about never getting it. But like, sometimes the money's nice. Sometimes they can drop cards. It's it's a bunch of variables that come into it. It's not really completely cut and dry. So once again, when we get up here, option 3. Then we're going to get 2 forced encounters with Mistodons, followed by 1 on the branches, and then the chance of a 4th encounter with Mistodons. So Zidane, as long as he has access to MP attack right now, which means as long as he's got mana, he should, most of the time, be able to kill these things in 1 hit. So I'm going to have him attack like this. I'm going to hold with Amarant for a moment, just to make sure he doesn't low roll, which he rolled a no. I'm going to use Ico to use life on this guy. There we go. Again, you can be somewhat liberal with your elixirs. And Amarant is the fastest melee attacker in this segment. I think he's the fastest attacker in the entire game. So you want to be using Amarant to deal lethal damage whenever Z under-rolls. We'll get another encounter here. The first one's always 2, and this one's always a single. And then we'll get another encounter in a moment, which is randomly 1 or 2. So Ico's coming up. I'm going to check to see if we've got the turn, which we do. We get her in. Hold with Vivi just in case. Nice. So let's say life missed just then, and that he didn't die. And I'm holding. The reason why I'm holding with Vivi is because if life missed, I'd wait for Aiko's ATB to empty, so I know her turn's ended. I'd flick the menu again to see if he's having his turn. If he isn't, I'd use the elixir. But if he was, then I can wait for Zidane's ATB to come back round, and I can take advantage of that. So just hold down to come through this screen. Make sure no one's critical or anything like that. You can. It's not too much of a bad idea to heal people if you need it. So you should always get the first one here. This is actually nice and late. Oh my goodness. There he is. There he is. That was very late. Alright, so we shouldn't be getting Ralphed. We will have Zidane's ATB not far away. So in situations like this, you can kind of make decisions as to whether or not you want to wait for Zidane. It is a lot quicker if Zidane's able to get his turn in quicker. So we'll give it a go. Again, we'll hold with... So we got him in. We'll hold with Aiko just in case. Because if he low rolls, then we'll use Aiko to finish off rather than Amarant here. Because we can guarantee that she'll have her turn. Awesome. And that's it. That's this too. It's just mashing from here. Yeah, so this too. I mean, as is the rest of the game, time loss in game is usually way more proportional to RNG in this game than player ability, but there are a lot of opportunities in this disc to capitalize on what's going on, especially like things like Mistodons, Lani, Hilgigers. If you operate on these fights correctly, you can really squeeze out every single second and consistently give yourself better times. They can be really hard to analyze sometimes and recognize, but it's definitely worth putting the effort into. This too is the biggest graveyard for runs. It's claimed so many, and it's absolutely horrible. There are so many rooms to get through with huge encounter rates and things like that. It's just, yeah, it's horrible. And a lot of the boss fights are much more RNG dependent than ways that you can manipulate them. Like for example, Amarant, like you're kind of just hoping that you get counter attacks and things like that, or like a good trance, for example. Sometimes there's sometimes just not really much you can do about it. Speaking from experience, you fucking know it.